Hey, welcome to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. Today we're going to be making a beat sampling from vinyl. This is a record that I've actually had for a very long time. I just never try to flip it because it just sounds so good. I'm always like, I'm going to wait till later. But I think this is a time where I just give it my best and see what we come up with. Now, the Octatrack has been so fun while I'm sampling and creating, putting my tracks together. Something about this machine, which I've said before, there's this flow that doesn't stop as I'm building my beat. And you'll see how I'm working with it right now as I'm chopping up and putting drums together. Now, one thing I do want to mention, I'm coming out of my Octatrack into the Elektron Analog Heat Mark II. The analog heat has been so good just with the final touch of my overall mix. I use the analog heat Mark II with everything that I do. Any beat that I make, I process the final mix through the analog heat. Now, the record player that I'm using is the Audio-Technica AT-LP60. This sounds very good. It doesn't give you a lot of options, but it plays back records and sounds really good. That's all I need to sample. Now, I will be leaving links where you can purchase anything you see on any of my videos down in the description, which is a free way to support the channel. All right, so I actually have this record that it's just been pretty scary to sample because it sounds that good and I don't even know where to start. Now let's go ahead and set this up for sampling. I got my input selected, and actually there's something really cool about the Octatrack. I mentioned this in the last video. There's a way you can extend how many seconds to record into this. Out of the box, this thing will allow you to do up to 16 seconds of recording time on each buffer, but I can actually extend that. If I go into controller, into memory, I go down. I don't want to record into the 8 buffers. On the 16 seconds, I'm actually going to extend those 16 seconds, which it allows me to record 508 seconds. I'm not going to use up all that time, but hey, we're going to keep it like that. Let's go ahead and use that right now. Let's drop the needle and see what we have. 2, 3, 16, 17. Now that sounds really nice. Let's see what we come up with. I'm going to go to my audio editor and let's trim this just so I can select the start point of this. Now, I counted in my head 16 beats in this loop that I want to select. I'm going to go ahead and just get that selection, which is 2 bars, and it'll be an equals to 16 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we're going to have fun. I'm already feeling this. And no, it's not the coffee. This is actually, I always drink coffee when I make a video because I'm an introvert and it helps me loosen up a bit when I'm with you guys. So let's go into our slice mode, and in slice, I know that this is a 16 beat. So I'm going to create a slice grid, hit yes, hit 16 slices. Okay, so I got my slices right here. Make sure I select this track and turn on slices. Time stretch is off and looping into ping pong. And now let's make this a slice track. And now we have all our chops right here. Okay, let's pitch this down. There's something that I do want to mention with the Octatrack. There's 2 ways to record your performance. You could either just live record this, so whatever I'm tapping out, I can record it like this. Or I can go into the trig recording, which I go into my step sequencer, and right here I can just drop trigs in every down beat and start doing this manually. This sounds weird, and I know it's like, why would you want to do it this way? Wouldn't you just want to live record it? I don't know what it is, but this is pretty fun. I actually enjoy going in here, putting triggers, and just manually choosing, like, this is slice 1, this is going to be slice 2, this is going to be slice 3, maybe this 4th one is going to be slice 16. It's so weird, I know, but when you're actually experiencing it in the Octatrack, it just feels fun to program your beats like that. Drop down the tempo a little bit, put it at 80. This is the thing about what I was talking about with the Octatrack. I'm gonna let this thing just play, and I'm gonna just jump in and start digging up some samples, some drums, and when we start selecting drums, I can start laying those drums into the grid and just build this beat without stopping it. Let's go into track number 2. and jump into some drum loops or just some drum one-shots. I'm actually gonna use MSX Audio, some of their samples. They've been really good. The SP404 Volume 1. Woo! And I can just drop that into these trigs. Let's keep looking for other shots. Yeah. Go to track 3. Let's get a hi-hat. Hit yes. This hi-hat is actually 2 hits right here. Let's just select 1 hit. Now this is what I'm talking about. I keep the beat looping. I can chop up samples while the sequence is still going. Alright, again, the beat is just going. I'm laying down some notes right here. I can put some swing. There you go. I'm just shifting the second hi-hat a little bit late, so it has some swing. I'm perfecting this. I can actually go into just the second hi-hat, lower down the volume. Copy these 2, drop them right here. Woo! Go to track 5. Maybe I can throw some percussion in here or some type of texture sounds. Let's keep looking. Go back to the kick. Probably put a second kick right here. Yeah. I'm actually gonna grab, this is just 1 loop right now. Get this loop, copy it. Now it's 2 loops. But you know what? On the second time around, I can go back to the kick and let's change it up. Here it comes. Woo! Take off the kick on the downbeat. Yeah. That's bad. Go over to the hi-hat, take off that hi-hat. Yeah. As a matter of fact, on the second beat, on the second bar, when it comes in, as you guys notice, I took off the kick on the downbeat just so it can have like an off kick right there, and it's not like the same type of loop. What I could even do, and this is what I actually like about the Octatrack. Now, I'm stopping the music, but I've been just building the beat without stopping music. But right now, I want to explain this. I can drop in a kick on the downbeat of the second bar, but if I hold down that trig, I can actually do this conditional trig where I don't want this to be triggered every time it loops. I actually want it to be triggered once every 2 times it loops. So if I go up here to 2/3, it should only loop once every 2 loops. 1, 2, 3. It didn't get triggered. This is the second time around and it should get triggered. Yeah, that's so bad, man. I love that. Oh, that's nice. Now I'm going back to the hi-hat. I'll go into the second bar of the hi-hat and probably do some, I don't know, I'm gonna put a hi-hat right here, put the rate down. Woo, yeah. I'm just kind of creating some variations right here, and I can put this weird pitched down hi-hat just to trigger every now and then. I don't want it to trigger all the time. I want to probably a 50% possibility that this pitch down hi-hat is gonna get triggered. Woo. Awesome. Now let's go into track number 6 and let's get a bass line going on in this track. I'm gonna go into MSX Audio, the bass line volume 1. They got some really nice bass lines. Now I'm gonna just go for a bass line that's the closest matching to the sample. Ooh, that sounds pretty close. Yeah, that's it right there. All right. The beat is rolling. I'm not stopping. I'm going to go to my audio editor, zoom in on that bass note. A small snippet of that sample. Zoom in. Make sure I got my start point. I'm going to make this track into a chromatic track. And now I'm gonna try my best to tune that bass a few semitones up or down with the pitch. I'm pitched up right now, so it sounds like it's at a higher octave, but I'm gonna use this higher octave to try to match the key of that bass to the sample. Now to pitch this up or down, I'm gonna use this rate on the source. Let's go ahead and drop that in. So just like that, I'm already putting something together that sounds very solid to me. As you guys saw right now, I made track 8 my master track. So every track that I have, my sample, kick, snare, anything, bass lines is going out into track number 8, and that's like my master track. So if I put any effects in track 8, it will affect everything. So right now, as you guys saw, I put just kind of like a note repeat, and I'm able to add that to my entire mix. What actually makes this really fun as you're putting your beats together is using scene A and scene B. I'm able to hold down scene B, and anything that I change with my parameters to any track, anything I do, as long as I'm holding down scene B, I'll be able to have that as an effect right there. Hopefully it makes sense, but I'll go ahead and set something up really quick so you guys can hear what I'm talking about. I can probably put like a high pass filter right here. And then on this high pass filter, I could probably go to this kick and lower down the volume of that kick so it's not as hard. Once I have that, if I let go of scene B, now scene B has that high pass filter. If I just go back to scene A, it goes back into the beat that we have. Woo! Scene B has that high pass filter that we just put. Now, if I want to jump into another scene so I can put another effect, I can go to the next scene, which is scene 10, copy that high pass filter, put it on trigger 10. Now we're in trigger 10. Right here, I can get that sample. Let's actually reverse the sample. So now we have that in reverse. Woo. So now you're starting to perform your beat and making it come to life. So let's say I want to start like this. I'm on trigger 10, scene B. That's so cool. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop right here. Man, see, this is the thing. I'm doing this video, and I told myself I'm gonna do my best just to keep the music flowing, and I keep the entire time. Once I get my sample and I chop that up and I put a loop or a sequence, I don't stop from there. The music keeps going as I'm selecting my samples. If I want to get some percussion, some hi-hats, and I want to truncate those hi-hats, as I'm selecting my start and end point of different percussive samples, the beat just keeps going, which is very powerful for me because I'm able to chop up samples while the music is going. I don't know if that, clicks with anybody, but you can start however you want. If you want to start with the drums and then start chopping up your sample, you can keep that sequence rolling as you're slicing up that sample, and you have a better idea of how you want to slice it. Because I know I've always said, try to slice on the downbeat where the kick and the snare smacks of your samples, but there's a lot of cases where what we are sampling, there's no kicks and snares in the background. In that case, I'm pretty much open to chop up freely anywhere, as long as it feels right with what I have going on. So this has been very fun because, like I mentioned, I'm able to listen to those drums as I'm making chops at the very same time without having to push stop. All right, guys, I'm going to drop it right here and stop. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'll catch you guys on our next video. Peace.